the forecast. So we are officially live everywhere you stream, 19 at noon, 24/7 weather streaming channel. We're live on fox19.com, the Fox 19 News, and First Alert Weather app. We're live on YouTube, and of course, we are live on Facebook. On Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page and my page at Emery WX. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to chime in, and we will have some nice, fun, sciencey weather discussions. So again, we are live wherever you stream. So yeah, hi everyone, meteorologist Ethan Emery here, and we are going to be talking about kind of a benign forecast, if you will, which, considering what happened last week, I don't think there's going to be too many complaints in that regard. So right now, taking a look at our radar loop, and as you can see behind me here in just a moment, there will be nothing to really show. It's just clear skies, maybe a few clouds out there, but nothing more than that. So you'll see here on radar and satellite, again, a few clouds over towards the Scioto Valley, the lower Scioto Valley, towards Chillicothe, Waverly, down towards Portsmouth. And you might see some clouds over towards Highland, Adams, Lewis, even Mason and Brown counties. But the majority of the tri-state is looking at a lot of sunshine here, heading into the midday hour, and looking all across the region, looking pretty good. We had a cold front move through yesterday, brought in a nice little gust of wind, a few light showers, and nothing more than that. And you can see behind all of that, clear skies, and that's allowing for some mild conditions heading into this afternoon and into this evening. So right now, it's noon. It's still 64 degrees. This feels like fall finally. And I will say there's a lot warmer weather on the way in the 7-day. I just updated those numbers. You'll see that here in just a little bit. But the dew points, the measure the moisture in the air, this front not only bringing behind it some cooler air, but also a lot drier air. So dew points, the measure the moisture in the air at 53 over in Covington. But notice to the north and west, we got dew points in the 30s from Chicago, Waterloo, Omaha, up towards Minneapolis. That drier air will kind of tilt its way in our direction, and we will see dry conditions returning, and it'll be fairly persistent for the majority of the 7-day forecast. But this hour, again, temperatures are into those low to mid 60s out there. 61, the cool spot over towards Falmouth, 62 in Batavia, 66 at the Lunken Airport, and then 63 in Harrison and in Batesville. And once again, the dew points, the measure the moisture in the air, not too bad. Low to mid 50s out there for you. And the winds are fairly light, 5 to 10 miles per hour. It'll be a nice chill breeze out there this afternoon. I don't suspect wind gusts will be any more than 10 to 15 at most. So we'll take a look at the tower camera located in South Fairmount, looking towards downtown Cincinnati. You can see, yeah, some clouds have developed with the daytime heating, but not much heating to say at that, just about 64 degrees. So you'll see some clouds like this. We call this fair weather cumulus clouds, and they're not really going to do much more than what they are currently doing. They're, you know, we call them fair weather cumulus clouds because they're a little puffy, but they're not growing tall. They're kind of growing wide. And so that's a sign of fair weather, stable atmospheric conditions. And so that's a good indicator if you're looking for a day where there could be some active weather or perhaps higher humidity or hot conditions, is when you see those clouds billowing, growing up. In this case, the clouds, they're not really growing up, they're just growing and kind of sitting around. Again, fair weather cumulus clouds in the name. So this afternoon, we're looking at temperatures staying near normal. Our average high is 73, and our forecast, funny enough, is 73 degrees. And again, a lot of sunshine in store for the afternoon hours. And as you can see here, fairly nice and quiet for the afternoon and the evening. So if you're traveling across the region, looking fairly good. Now again, there's a slight chance for some showers further off to the east. I don't know if you saw it on the regional radar, but there was kind of a line, that was where that cold front was, through central Appalachia moving towards the Atlantic coast, the mid-Atlantic. And there might be a chance for a sprinkle light shower towards Charleston, West Virginia there, high of 70. Up in Pittsburgh, though, the front's passed. You got some sunshine this afternoon, high of 68 for those folks over towards western Pennsylvania. 65 over towards Cleveland, 71 in Columbus, 72 down into Lexington, 70 in Indianapolis. Abundant sunshine, much drier air towards Chicago and St. Louis. And temperatures there will be very similar to ours here at home in those low 70s. And our forecast model, pretty boring, which no complaints here. Makes the forecast a little bit easier. But we are looking at maybe some patchy fog going into Thursday morning. This model, I think, does a fairly good job at indicating where those locations would best likely see some fog, and that would be, I think, our southeastern locations have the best opportunity for some fog development. So maybe off towards Maysville, towards the Brush Creek area, towards southern portions of Brown County, right along the Ohio River. And I think the majority of the tri-state won't look at any major issues with fog, but there could be some patchy fog in rural areas, especially along the Ohio River and south for areas east of I-71. So that's what we've got going for us the next 18 hours or so. So I'm looking at my phone, just want to double check. I got a report this afternoon, and I just want to make sure that my story is going to happen, because a lot of logistics that come into reporting. So I'm going to keep my phone out, and if I do get a phone call or text, I will mute my mic briefly, but something I'll be monitoring here throughout this show. So again, the next 24 hours, we're not looking at much in the way of any issues. We'll take a look at our regional forecast model, and you'll see there's an opportunity for some rain here in the 7-day forecast. And it's going to be actually Friday. So Friday, there's a front moving through. It's not necessarily a strong front, but it will bring an opportunity for some shower activity. You'll see it here. We'll play it forward in time. And where this cloud cover is kind of the advancement of where that front is. Oh, it just updated. All right. Well, it's looking even drier now. So again, there's a chance, we can't rule it out, but I do think that we're going to be staying, I'm sorry, not Friday. Whew. It's my Monday. So it's not Friday, it's Sunday. And I knew that. It's on the 7-day forecast. I'm the one that updated it. So Friday, we're fine. Friday, okay, that must be a trough. So a kind of a mid-level wave of energy moving through. And considering how dry the atmosphere is at the surface, it's going to do nothing more than just some cloud development. So that's Friday. I was looking, it was kind of surprising me, but it's my days are completely off. So Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening, this is what I was expecting. So this is a front. This front will bring in cooler weather for next week. And as you can see, there's a sharp cutoff where the moisture is. And I think the majority of the tri-state will be more dry than wet right now for Sunday evening. So we're heading to the Bengals game as the Bengals take on the Ravens at Paycor Stadium. I think the game will be fine for the majority of it. Towards the end, could we see a slight chance? Can't rule it out, but I think the best opportunity for any pop-up shower or storm is going to be Sunday evening for areas north and east of Cincinnati, particularly in southwest Ohio. Sorry, there's some commotion going on outside. So we've got some showers and storms you can see extending up towards Cleveland, towards Columbus. So if you are traveling in those directions or you have family or friends traveling out in those directions, they could be looking at some rain and a few thunderstorms. Now, right now, I don't suspect anything strong or severe, but there will be some breezy wind gusts associated with this storm activity, as well as even outside the storms. So if there's any kind of impacts on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, perhaps some Halloween decorations could be blown around, some leaves falling off of the trees a bit more. We're not looking at anything like last Friday, so there's no concern of any widespread damaging winds, widespread power outage threats. We're not looking at anything like that. This will just be a decent breeze, so on the potential of 25 to 30 miles per hour. But I don't suspect anything strong or severe with any of these storms. It's going to be very limited because, again, this is moving into some fairly dry air. And then we go into Sunday night into Monday. That activity passes through, and then we're dry much of next week. And we're also looking at much cooler conditions as well. So here is that 7-day forecast. And we will look beyond the 7-day forecast as well here in just a moment. So here it is. This is the 7-day. So we got a high of 73 today. Tonight's low about 50 degrees. Thursday, 77. And I bumped up temperatures this weekend. Models are beginning to agree things will get a little bit warmer. And that's just because of the dry air mass. We've got a good air mass over top of us that does support warming conditions both for the overnight lows and the afternoon highs. And that warmer air will be with us for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday, there's that evening chance for a shower or thunderstorm, as well as breezy conditions, as I mentioned. You might notice a few Halloween decorations. Those real tall skeletons might be swaying around a little bit. You might have some of those ghosts that hang up on the trees. They might dance around as well. But I don't suspect anything that's going to be of major issue. Just at best, might want to secure some of those Halloween decorations a little bit more, but that's about it. Monday and Tuesday next week, that's when we're looking at some of that more comfortable air mass, looking at temperatures in the upper 60s and the low 70s. Take a pause here, look at our Facebook comments and questions, and then we'll look beyond the 7-day forecast. And then in answering some of those comments and questions, I'm going to go back on graphics following that 14-day forecast. All right, got a couple of comments on the Fox 19 Facebook page. Steve says, check those furnaces before the cold air becomes permanent. Yes, that's a great point, Steve, because we are looking at some much cooler weather next week. So, Steve, brilliant comment. Just because of the fact that, it's been really dry, and then we've had the cool spells occasionally that occurred in early June, and then also in, I believe, late August, early September, if my memory is serving me well. But in those situations, you get critters that go into some of those pipes, and with how dry it's been, dust could easily collect on some of those filters, stuff like that. So great idea if you're going to need to use those furnaces, considering how cool it's going to be next week, to get them checked, clean out the filter, make sure that there's no clumps of dust or mice nests, stuff like that in those pipes. So really good comment there. Michelle says, good afternoon, Ethan. Seems like it's been a while. Yeah, I've been on a vacation for about a week. I got to do some fun things I haven't been able to do in a while. So went to a Bengals game. Unfortunately, I lost. But it was fun to experience a primetime football game. That was only my second Bengals game ever that I've been to. Hard to believe. That was fun. I got to a concert on Wednesday, visited some friends from high school and college, went to, speaking of college, my homecoming for Ohio University, the first homecoming game, or first homecoming period I've been to since my senior year. So that was really cool. And then seeing some of my family and friends, which has been really nice to do. But yeah, I agree, Michelle. Loving the weather. It's really, really nice. Darla says, hello, Ethan. Hope you're having a great afternoon and day. So far, can't complain. It's our Monday back at work, and I know we got a weather meeting coming up, and I got to get my my story figured out. So got that to look forward to at the end of this broadcast. Jeff, good question as well. Is there still a burn ban for Greenfield? As of right now, yes. So despite the rain last week, in Ohio, the state fire marshal still has a burn ban in any county that's under an extreme drought. And I believe that now includes Hamilton County, Claremont County, Butler, Warren, Clinton, Highland, and I believe Brown County. Not 100% certain on that. But you want to adhere to, the fire department, the fire marshal as to what their rules are. I know I think every county in Indiana no longer has a burn ban because of the wet conditions that we had. But even then, I know both Ohio and Kentucky do have burn bans in October, even without the drought conditions, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I can't remember all the specifics with that, but you can go to your state's DNR website, look up burn ban, and they might have some information on that for you. And if you have questions or comments, you can always reach out to your local fire department or emergency manager, and they will have more answers, more insight because I know every place is a little different when it comes to those kind of rules, regulations, if you will. No comments or questions on my Facebook page. So we'll go ahead and look at the 14-day forecast. And then I got to hop off of here, make a phone call for my potential story today with Great Parks, Hamilton County. Great folks. And Great Parks, of course, on an event they're having coming up on Sunday. So here is Beyond the 7-Day Forecast. This is going through the middle of the month of October. So, again, temperatures looking pretty cool for the first half of next week. So Wednesday, October 9th, we got a high of 69, sunshine. And then Thursday, 72. Now Friday, the icon's not there, but there is a chance, I think, for a shower, maybe a rumble of thunder, Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. There's what appears to be a trough or kind of a wave of energy moving through. Now this far out, it does look dry right now, but considering that setup, I can't rule out maybe that chance. So if you got plans Friday night into Saturday of October 11th and October 12th, could there be a raindrop? Sure. But I don't right now, it doesn't look really impressive, but that chance does hold itself true. But we go into the following week, so Sunday the 13th, October 14th and 15th, we do run into some cooler weather. I want to say there's also a chance of some rain the 13th, 14th, and 15th. There are indicators that there could be a slight chance, but that far out, it's honestly not really high confidence of it occurring. So I've kept the icons looking dry because it looks more dry than wet, but there are potential for some showers. And with temperatures falling, that is an indicator that we are looking at maybe some precipitation at some point. But notice the temperatures overall cooling down, closer to normal. So morning lows in the mid to upper 40s, afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s. Again, this is for October 13th, 14th, and 15th. So this is beyond the 7-day forecast going into days 12, 13, and 14. So let's put all of that together. And this is going to be one day forward just because this is what I updated for Steve to use tonight. And as you can see, temperatures will be very close to normal going towards the end of the 14 days. But the next few days are kind of a little bit above normal. So again, through, I would say Sunday, temperatures will be at or above normal. Then we go into next week, we kind of take a slight dip, and then we moderate a little bit, even get a little bit above normal going into next, so a week from tomorrow, so Thursday the 10th, Friday the 11th, and then for the following weekend into the following week, we begin to see temperatures kind of moderate back to normal. And with that, it does look more dry than wet, so that'll be something that we need to monitor with the drought conditions. But of course, the drought monitor comes out tomorrow officially at 8:30. When those conditions do come out, we'll let you know here on Fox 19. I suspect to see tremendous improvement. Does not mean it's gone. We're still going to see some impacts with the drought. We're going to still see, things aren't going to be at 100%. You're already seeing green grass. There might be some improvement with your gardens. So that's good news, but it's not going to be 100%. And considering the next 14 days do look pretty dry overall, there is the potential to see the drought conditions might go up a little bit, say mid-October. But that far out, there could be some good changes that could head our direction. And considering that we are very likely going to fall into a La Nina pattern, which a La Nina pattern for the winter months typically mean wetter than average conditions and near normal temperatures, that's going to be in our favor of seeing the drought conditions improve even more as we head into November. So something that we'll be monitoring and letting you know here on Fox 19. Okay. Any more comments or questions? All right, Jeff just says, I thought so, wasn't for sure about the burn ban. Yeah, so like I said, every state's a little bit different with it. Indiana kind of allows their counties to take full control of it. And as from what I saw the other day, all of Southeast Indiana, no burn bans. Northern Kentucky, a lot of those counties have lifted those burn bans. However, the state of Kentucky does have burn bans from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., as well as the state of Ohio. I believe Ohio, it might be October 15th when they start that, but I'm honestly not 100%, just simply because the fact that there's a lot of information with that. So your best bet, if you don't know if you're in a burn ban or not, or if you want to burn something but aren't sure, contact your local fire department. If they don't know, contact your emergency management. They should know at the very least, and get all that stuff squared away. Look at my Facebook page once more and see if I missed any comments or questions there. Got one comment on mine. Andrew says hi. Hi to you, Andrew. Hopefully you're all having a good day so far. Last question before I got to hop off here. Darla says, will we have a lot of snow this winter, or is it too early to tell? In short, too early to tell. But with a La Nina pattern, it does mean wetter than average conditions, so there'll be more opportunity for snow. It's going to depend on temperature, though. And I will say, based on the data I've seen, it does look to be a little bit warmer than normal for the winter months, which means probably more rain than snow. But a lot can change between now and then. So keep your fingers crossed. Compared to last winter, of course, we do have better chances for snow opportunities. But again, we at Fox 19 will have an official winter forecast. Steve Horsemeyer will be working on that. I don't know when we'll be issuing that. I wish I could give you a time, but I know Steve has talked about doing that, so we will have that out for you soon. Okay, it's 12:25. I've got to hop off here. That way we can get our folks now in the Natty the opportunity to do their programming. Great content on there as well. So we're going to need to hop off here. So with that being said, thank you all so much for joining us here on our 19 at noon Wednesday edition of our weekday weather show. And again, I showed you the updates on those temperatures. You'll hear more from meteorologist Ashley Smith at 3 and 4, and then Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer beginning at 5 p.m. right here on Fox 19 Now.